Good morning. Welcome to the Commissioner's Academic Challenge. My name is Paul Reif. I'm the challenge coordinator. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to thank several groups for making this event possible today. Ms. Popwell and Ms. Bobo of Centennial High School, who went out of their way and offered this venue and accommodated the setup this morning. Greg Jerome and his staff that are recording this event. And the coaches of each of the teams. I'd like you to introduce yourself, starting with Ms. McMahon from LPA. You can use one of the microphones.
I'm Paige McMahon. I'm the coach of Lincoln Park Academy. In the A1C today, we have Callie Zhang, A2, Yenin Len, A3, Maria Badaglino Hernandez, and A4, Rachel Fryer-Damo. My alternates are Soraya Bannock and Maria Dominguez.
Team B, Coach McMillan and Dr. Rupert, Fort Pierce Westwood.
Coach Mack.
Dr. Allen.
All right, in the B1 position we have Bay, B2 would be McKenzie, B3 is Hannah, and B4 is Andrew.
Our alternate, Casey.
Casey, sorry.
Team C, Port St. Lucie High School, Mr. Valari.
Hello, I'm Sam Valari, Port St. Lucie High School, and I'm here to introduce our Jaguars today. In seat C4, we have Aileen Romo. In C3, Kavanash Jezuraja. And C2, Emily Page. And C1, Freedom Scholes. And our alternates today are Hannah Norman and Carl Kirstein. Thank you.
Team D, Fort Pierce Central High School, Mr. Sullivan.
Hello, I'm Rob Sullivan, the coach at Fort Pierce Central High School. D1, we have Riley Smith. D2, Quinn Tucker. D3, Lee Caputo. D4, Kesmir Bartholomew. And my alternates are Mr. Nigel Johnson, Vincent Varelli, and Miranda Alvarado.
Treasure Coast High School, Mr. Maxwell.
Good morning, I'm Steve Maxwell at Treasure Coast High School, and in E1 we have Joseph Rios, at E2 is Hayden Murphy, at E3 is George Estrada, and at E4 is Macy Nylander, and our alternates are Alice Artica and Amira Richardson.
And our host, Mr. Britton, St. Lucie West Centennial High School.
Good morning, my name is Will Britton. I'd like to welcome everybody to Centennial on behalf of our school. I have the opportunity to coach the Eagle team, and we have Asia, Josh, Kenny, Jordan, and on the floor our closers, Raphael and John.
And now I'd like to introduce my colleagues from the Office of Teaching and Learning. We have Ms. Kim Cooper, Ms. Mandy Rowland, Ms. Heather Nabb, Mr. Santil, Ms. Ems, Mr. Jason Bragg, my boss, Ms. Liz Pruitt, Dana Worthington, and my neighbor, Chris Worley. And last but not least, our moderator and announcer, Ms. Patrick, who every year is so that's a very good word, graciously agrees to be the moderator. And trust me, it's not a very easy job. But thank you very much. Coaches, if you'd like, you can return to the auditorium, the seating. The district tournament consists of 2 rounds and a tiebreaker if needed. Team scores at the end of the competition determine the final school placement or ownership of the plaque, and the 6 students who will earn a position on the St. Lucie Public School team going to the state competition at Disney's Contemporary Resort on April 19th through 21st. Briefly, I want to review the most important and pertinent rules. Each team member has a device that activates a first response. For competitive response questions, only the team member recognized as having pushed his or her button first and raises his plaque number and goes into and talks into the microphone can answer the question. If the question is answered incorrectly, the question is not given to another team or team member. Any playing member may push the button, and only that team member may answer. Remember, please raise your identification card and talk into the microphone. If 2 or more team members respond and one is correct and the other is incorrect, the response will be considered incorrect. Once a team gives a response, the response cannot be changed. A team may request that a question be repeated only if the team button has not been pushed or if the 1-minute period has not been indicated. So all of the short response questions are 1 minute long. If a team member pushes the button before the question is completely read, the question reader will not finish reading the question and will expect the team members to begin responding within 3 seconds. The pass option. This option is implemented when, in the judgment of the moderator, a particular question will go unanswered. At the discretion of Ms. Patrick, the teams may ask for that particular question. Does any team wish to pass? If you feel that your team doesn't know the answer, please hold up the pass sign. The competition opens with 4 playing students, and substitutions may take place during authorized breaks. It is the responsibility of each team coach to report during the authorized break to Ms. Worthington with the name of the team members who will be playing in the next round. All team members must remain seated during the authorized breaks. Team members may not converse outside their table during challenges or in unscheduled breaks during the competition. Ms. Patrick, it's all yours. One other thing, the packets are on the table in a rubber band.
Good morning, and I would like to say thank you for allowing me once again to serve in this capacity. It is definitely a highlight for me. I look forward to this each and every year, and I know that you and your teammates have worked diligently to prepare for this, along with your coaches. I can tell you that I have a few little butterflies in my stomach, and you may have some as well, so we're in this together. And I am going to do my very best to make sure that I share the questions with you so that you can hear them and understand them. Remember that you do have the option to ask for the question to be repeated, and I will be very happy to do that if we are within the time limits. State the exact value of cosine squared, the quantity of 38 degrees, plus cosine squared, the quantity of 52 degrees. You are correct. 1 is the answer. Who am I? I was born in New Zealand. I was the first person to artificially disintegrate an element. I also identified alpha particles as helium, and my gold foil experiment helped describe the nuclear structure.
Ernest B. Rutherford.
That is correct. Identify the religious group for whose protection the colony of Maryland was originally established. Again, please speak into the microphone.
Catholics.
That is correct. Which one of the following 4 composers was active during the classical period? 1, J.S. Bach. 2, Franz Joseph Haydn. 3, Georg Philipp Telemann, or also pronounced George Philip Telemann. 4, Richard Strauss.
2.
2 is correct. In French or Spanish, translate the following sentence. I wake up at 7 o'clock.
Yo me despierto a las 7 de la mañana.
Okay, that is correct according to our foreign language judge. Find all the real zeros of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 2x plus 4.
Two.
That is an incomplete, therefore incorrect answer. The answer is 2 plus or minus square root of 2. Next question. Find the unit vector given that vector u equals 4, negative 3.
4 over 5 and negative 3 over 5.
That is correct. Identify the root of the following 7th chord: B, G, D, E.
G.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is E. Next question. Name the 1890 Congressional Act from which the following passage is taken. Every contract, combination in the form of a trust or otherwise, or conspiracy in restraint of trade or commerce among the several states, or with foreign nations, is hereby declared to be illegal.
Sherman Antitrust Act.
Sherman Antitrust Act is correct. Which one or ones of the following 4 sentences contain proper verb usage? Number 1, he has been sitting at the computer all evening. Number 2, Nancy just sat still and said nothing. 3, in what row were you sitting? 4, Extra chairs were set in the aisles for the crowd.
1, 2, and 4.
That is incorrect. The correct sentences were 2, 3, 4. Students, I would remind you that I am able to repeat the question if you need that repeated. So please exercise that option if you need me to. This is now the end of the 5-point round. It is time for a 10-point team question entitled Family Ties. For this team question, you will use handout 1-3. Locate the envelope labeled 1-3, but do not open it. The envelope contains a red envelope and a plastic Ziploc bag. Within the plastic Ziploc bag are purple family name cards and 40 white index cards, along with cable ties. You will notice that both types of cards have a hole punched in each. You are to sort the white cards into the appropriate family and string them on the cable tie. When completed, each family should have 3 members. 10 cards will not be used. Once finished, secure the tie for each family and place in the red envelope. And place in the red envelope, which will be collected and scored. Please be sure that your families are complete before you secure your tie. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will be given 4 minutes to complete this team question. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. All right. Coaches and students, we are going to give a substitution break. Coaches, if you have substitutions to make, you need to see Miss Dana Worthington.
At the end of round 1, Team A, Lincoln Park, has 115 points. At the end of round 1, Team B has 99 points. Team C has 110 points. Team D has 110 points. Team E has 118 points. And Team F has 97 points.
All right. As we have concluded round 1 in set 1, we are now ready to begin round 2, which is a 10 point question round. Judges, are we ready? Which one of the following 4 molecules controls the reaction rate of photosynthesis? 1, sugars. 2, enzymes.
Enzymes?
That is correct, enzymes. Teams, I need you to listen very carefully to this next set of directions. This is a foreign language question, and when you answer a foreign language question, you need to please let the judges know if you are responding in French or Spanish. For this next question, you will use handout 1-4. Locate the envelope labeled 1-4, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Spanish and true, cierto.
That is correct. Next question. Identify the Italian-American vegetable dealer whose 1919 scheme to return $15 to anyone who would loan him $10.
Ponzi?
That is correct. For the next question, you will use handout 1-6. Locate the envelope labeled 1-6, but do not open it. This is another foreign language question. Please remember that if you are answering in French or Spanish, as always, indicate which language you are responding in. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
Spanish, 2.
That is correct. Match each of the 4 political parties to the country with which it is associated. I will list the political parties first, and then I will list the countries. Political parties: A, African National Congress; B, Communist Party; C, Likud; D, Fianna Fáil. The countries: 1, South Africa; 2, Israel; 3, Ireland; 4, Vietnam. Yes, I will repeat. Match each of the 4 political parties to the country with which it is associated. Political parties: A, African National Congress; B, Communist Party; C, Likud; D, Fianna Fáil. Countries: 1, South Africa; 2, Israel;
A1, B4, C2, D3.
That is correct. Which one of the following 4 is not an important control of the air temperature? Which one of the following 4 is not an important control of air temperature? 1, geographic position; 2, ocean currents; 3, wind; 4, altitude.
2.
2 is incorrect. The correct answer is 3, wind. For the next question, you will use handout 1-7. Locate the envelope labeled 1-7, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
Two.
The correct answer is 2 and 3.
So Team A, from the team question, you have 8 points. Team B has 6 points. Team C has 2 points. Team D has 6 points. Team E has 6 points. And Team F has 8 points. At the end of the 10-point round, Team A, you have a cumulative point value of 123. Team B, 115. Team C, 102. Team D, 106. Team E, 134. Team F, 115.
Coaches, at this point, if you have substitutions for player or for team members, please see Ms. Worthington.
Okay, Lincoln Park actually has 133 points. 133 for Lincoln Park.
All right, we are now ready to begin the 15-point question round of set 1. I remind you that there are 2 sets of competition in this year's academic challenge. Determine the value of A if the graphs of y equals a minus x squared and y equals x squared have an intersection when x equals 5.
A1, 50.
That is correct. Take the first letter of each of the terms defined by the following 4 and unscramble them to form a musical term. Number 1, French or Spanish word for goose. 2, the third of an F major chord. 3, a 2-terminal electronic component that conducts electrical current in only one direction. 4, mercenary soldiers in Renaissance Italy.
Can you repeat?
I surely can. Take the first letter of each of the terms defined by the following 4 and unscramble them to form a musical term. Number 1, French or Spanish word for goose. 2, the third of an F major chord. 3, a 2-terminal electronic component that conducts electrical current in only one direction. 4, mercenary soldiers in Renaissance Italy.
Bold.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is coda. Match each of the 4 terms to its definition. I will say the terms first, and then I will read the definitions. Terms: A, HTML. B, CSS. C, JavaScript. D, ActiveX. The definitions. 1. Style sheet language used to describe the look and formatting of a document written in a markup language. 2. Format for defining reusable software components that perform a particular function or set of functions in Microsoft Windows in a way that is independent of the programming language used to implement them. 3. Text and image formatting language used by web browsers to dynamically format web pages. 4. Object-oriented language used to enable programmatic access to objects within both the client application and other applications.
A1, B4, C3, D2.
That is incorrect. The correct sequence is A3, B1, C4, D2. For the next question, you will use handout 1-9. Locate the envelope labeled 1-9, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Spanish 3.
That is correct. Which one of the following 4 was the most significant weakness of the Articles of Confederation? 1. Congress could not enter into treaties. 2. Congress had no control over the lands west of the Appalachians. 3. Congress could not tax the states or individuals. 4. Congress could not raise an army.
3.
That is correct. Identify the 3-letter word common to the spelling of the 3 items defined by the following. 1. French or Spanish word for snail. 2. To imprison or confine. 3. Cancer-causing agent. That is correct. Car. From which one of the following 4 Shakespeare plays did William Faulkner draw a quote to use as the title for his novel about the Compson family? From which one of the following 4 Shakespeare plays did William Faulkner draw a quote to use as the title for his novel about the Compson family? 1. Hamlet. 2. King Lear. 3. Othello. Or 4. Macbeth.
Two.
2 is incorrect. The correct answer is 4. Macbeth. For the next question, you will use handout 110. Locate the envelope labeled 110, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
One C, 2A, 3D, 4B, 5E.
That is correct. Fill in the blank in the following sentence with one of the four given choices. Blank is the process by which one nitrogen base replaces another in a segment of genetic material. 1, fixation. 2, mutation. 3, transduction. 4, adaptation.
Transduction.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 2, mutation. Which one of the following four women was not married to Julius Caesar? 1, Cornelia. 2, Cleopatra. 3, Pompey, or, Pompeia, or it can be pronounced Pompeia. Or 4, Calpurnia. Which
Cleopatra.
that is correct. This is now the end of the 15-point round. It is time for the 30-point team question entitled, That's What Friends Are For. For this team question, you will use envelope 113. Locate the envelope labeled 113, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 113 and 1 answer sheet. The recording of one musical selection will be played. This team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 4 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team number on the answer sheet, and it will be collected and scored. The recording will be played first. Ms. Pruitt? You may now open the envelope, distribute, and begin. Students and coaches, we are going to take a 2-minute break while we tabulate the scores, and so you may go off of the stage, and we'll call you back in 2 minutes.
All right, at the end of set 1, LPA has 184 points with 184 with team question total was 6 for the last round. Team B, Westwood, has a total of 117 points with 2 points for the team question in the last round. Port St. Lucie High School has 102 points with 0 points for the team question in the previous round. Fort Pierce Central High School has 97 points with 6 points from the team question from the previous round. Treasure Coast High School has 138 points, with 4 points from the team question from the round before. And Team F, Centennial High School, has 102 points, with 2 points from the team question from the round before.
Judges, are we ready? All right, students, are we ready? Okay, we are ready to begin set 2 with round 1. This is the 5-point question round. Identify the individual who led the Argonauts on their quest for the Golden Fleece.
Jason.
That is correct. Name the English colonist and minister who wrote Wonders of the Invisible World, which was used by the prosecution in the Salem witch trials.
Cotton Mather.
That is correct. Identify the number of chromosomes present in a zygote after an egg cell containing 16 chromosomes is fertilized. Identify the number of chromosomes present in a zygote after an egg cell containing 16 chromosomes is fertilized.
32.
That is correct. Name the 3 basic orders of Greek architecture. Do I have any teams wishing to pass?
Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian.
That is correct. The next question. Completely simplify log base 8 of the square root of 32. State your answer in exact form.
Log 4 square root of 2 over log 8.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 5/6. Which one of the following 4 was not a department in the executive branch in Washington's first administration? 1, War Department. 2, Department of the Interior. 3, State Department. That is correct. Number 2, Department of the Interior. Which one of the following 4 is the basis for cloud classification? 1, convergence. 2, form and height. 3, divergence. 4, air pressure. That is correct. 2, form and height. Which two of the following four composers were active during the Baroque period? 1, Telemann, 2, Haydn, 3, Vivaldi, 4, Beethoven.
Telemann and Vivaldi.
That is correct. 1 and 3. Find the limit as x approaches 0 to the function f of x equals tangent 4x over x.
Four.
That is correct. Identify the nation whose invasion by Iraq precipitated Operation
Kuwait.
That is correct. What am I? I am an organic substance composed of one or more chains of amino acids. I am essential to the structure of function of all living cells and viruses. What am I? I am an organic substance composed of one or more chains of amino acids.
Protein.
That is correct. Match each of the following four words to its definition. I will give the words first and then the definitions. Words. A, exuberant. B, dogmatic. C, prolific. D, alimentary. The definitions. 1, relating to food and nourishment. 2, strongly opinionated, rigid. 3, overflowing with vitality and good spirits.
A3, B2, D1, and C4.
That is correct. The horizontal and vertical components of projectile motion are completely independent of each other. True or false?
False.
That is incorrect. It is true. Identify the third of the following seventh chord. C, A, F sharp, and E. Do I have teams exercising the pass on this?
F sharp.
That is incorrect. The answer is A. Judges, are we ready? Okay. For the next question, you will use handout 2-1. Locate the envelope labeled 2-1, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Spanish, 2.
That is incorrect. Spanish is 4, French is 1. It is time for the 10-point team question entitled, Who's the Boss? For this question, you will use handout 2-2. Locate the envelope labeled 2-2, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 2-2. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will have 3 minutes to complete this team question. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
All right, for the team question, points for the team question, Team A, 10 points, Team B, 9 points, Team C, 8 points, Team D, 10 points, Team E, 10 points, Team F, 10 points. For the total team score for after the 5-point round on set 2, LPA, 209 points, Fort Pierce Westwood, 131 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 110 points. Fort Pierce Central High School, 107 points. Treasure Coast High School, 158 points. And Centennial, 117 points.
Coaches, if we have any substitutions before we begin the next round, please see Ms. Worthington.
Yeah, we did great.
Judges, are we ready? Students, are we ready? Okay. Which one of the following 4 would not tend to be favored by political conservatives? 1, low taxes. 2, increased military budget. 3, affirmative action.
3.
E3, you have answered correctly. For the next question, you will need this information. A poll was taken of 25 households asking how many television sets were in each house. 0 was the response with a frequency of 2. 1 was the response with a frequency of 1. 2 was the response with a frequency of 7. 3 was the response with a frequency of 10. And 4 was the response with a frequency of 3. If the only other response given to the pollster was 5 to 3 significant figures, what was the mean number of television sets per household?
$2.68.
That is correct. Match each of the 4 terms to its definition. The terms first and then the definitions. A, threshold. B, carpal. C, lipase. D, rod. Definitions. Enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of fats. Let me repeat that. Number 1, under definitions, enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of fats. 2, minimum amount of stimulus required for a nerve to fire. 3, leaf-like organ in an angiosperm that encloses one or more ovules. 4, light-sensitive nerve cell.
A2, B3, C1, D4.
That is correct. Identify the psychological term for the process by which new information is incorporated into existing cognitive structures. Identify the psychological term for the process by which new information is incorporated into existing cognitive structures.
Encoding.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is assimilation. For the next question, you will use handout 2-3. Locate the envelope labeled 2-3, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Okay. Spanish, 1. Wait, Spanish 3, because he's like under the umbrella, but he's.
Correct. Okay. All right, because you gave the incorrect answer first, we have to go with that one, so that is incorrect. The answer is 3. Next question. Name the extremist who is most closely associated with the gunpowder plot of November 5th, 1605.
Guy Fawkes.
That is correct. State the domain to the function f of x equals the square root of the quantity x plus 1 over x minus 2.
X is greater than 2.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is negative infinity, -1, in the union with 2, infinity. Match each of the 4 countries to the revolt that occurred there. I'll give you the countries first and then the revolt. A, Ireland. B, Kenya. C, England. D, India. The revolt. 1, the Sepoy Mutiny. 2, Easter Rising. 3, Glorious Revolution.
A2, B4, C3, D1.
That is correct. Identify respectively the title and author of the novel from which the following quote is taken. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife.
Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen.
That is correct. Identify the Greek philosopher who advocated moderation and temperance, although his name and his philosophy have become the root word of terms that suggest over-gratification and excess.
Hedon.
It is incorrect. The answer is Epicurus. Next question. Idle of the King was written in the 15th century by Sir Thomas Malory. True or false?
Can you repeat?
Idle of the King was written by the 15th century, in the 15th century by Sir Thomas Malory. True or false?
True.
That is incorrect. It is a false statement. It is time for the 20-point team question entitled Nothing in Common. For this team question, you will use handout 2-6. Locate the envelope labeled 2-6, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 2-6. This is a 2-page handout. Be sure that you turn in both pages of the handout to be scored by the judges. This team question is worth a total of 20 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Write your name, your team name and number on both pages of the handout when you turn in both pages. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. time, hold up your papers. While they're collecting the papers, there was a misprint in the directions. You had 20 questions. The directions said they were worth 2 points apiece. They're actually worth 1 point apiece.
All right, the team question points for that round. Team A, 10 points. Team B, 7 points. Team C, 4 points. Team D, 11 points. Team E, 9 points. Team F, 5 points. At the end of that round, our total scores are Lincoln Park Academy, 209 points. Fort Pierce Westwood High School, 138 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 114 points. Fort Pierce Central High School, 128. Treasure Coast High School, 177 points. And St. Lucie West Centennial High School, 122 points.
Coaches, if you have any substitutions before our 15-point round, please see Ms. Worthington now. On what? On, good. All right, judges, we are ready. Students, are we ready? All right, this is the final round in our competition today. This is the 15-point round. Students, we are ready to begin. Which one or ones of the following 4 present-day countries were mandates, protectorates, or colonies of France during the 20th century? 1, Algeria. 2, Singapore. 3, Vietnam. 4, Ethiopia. That is correct. 1 and 3. Fill in the blank. A vertical section through a soil sample showing the succession of soil horizons is known as a soil blank.
Can you repeat?
Fill in the blank. A vertical section through a soil sample showing the succession of soil.
Soil core.
That is incorrect. It is profile. Identify the Greek word for city used to designate the independent city-states of ancient Greece.
Polis.
That is correct. For the next question, you will use handout 2-7. Locate the envelope labeled 2-7, but do not open it. This question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
French, 3.
That is correct. Identify respectively the capital cities beginning with the letter T of the following 4 nations: Honduras, Albania, Georgia, and Libya.
Can you repeat?
Identify respectively the capital cities beginning with the letter T of the following 4 nations: Honduras, Albania, Georgia,
Tegucigalpa, 1 Tegucigalpa, 2 Tirana, 3 Tbilisi, 4 Tunis.
Everything was correct except the fourth one, and that is Tripoli. Identify the author of nearly 130 dime novels, such as Tattered Tom, in which the hero, usually a young man gifted with luck and pluck, goes from rags to riches. Identify the author of nearly 130 dime novels, such as Tattered Tom, in which the hero, usually a young man gifted with luck and pluck, goes from rags to riches. And if you are exercising your pass, please let the judges know.
Horatio Algermith.
That is correct. Which one of the following four is not a file extension for a video file? 1. .flv, 2. .rar, 3. .wmv, 4. .mp4.
2 and 4.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 2. All right. It is now time for the 30-point team question entitled Addicted to Love. For this team question, you will use handout 210. Locate the envelope labeled 210, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 210. This team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this handout. Write your team name and number on the copy of the handout to be collected and scored. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
All right, so the last round, the team scores for Team A is 16 points, Team B, 10 points, Team C, 6 points, Team D, 8 points, Team E, 14 points, and Team F, 12 points. All right, so we have in, do I do 3, 2, 1? What do I do? 3, 2, 1? All right. In third place this year with 135 points is Port St. Lucie High School. In second place with 191 points is Team E. Team E, sorry, Team E, Treasure Coast High School. And in first place with 225 points, Team A from Lincoln Park. All right, this year, our students that are going to states include Callie Zhang, Rachel Fryer-Damo, Maria Battaglano, sorry, I butchered it, Joseph Rios, Riley Smith, and Bay Deckert. Thank you guys so much for everything.